job hunt, job searching, honestly, it felt like way longer than 4 months. It was so brutal out here, like, but I got a job offer today. I got a job. The weight that has been lifted off of my chest, if you were affected by layoffs and you're currently in the job hunt, or even if you're just in the job hunt in general, like, I know you know how hard it is mentally and emotionally. It's just so draining. And all I can say is just stick to it. You will get something. Something will come your way. I felt like such despair for such a long time and just defeated. And I'm coming out of it. I'm finally out of it. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
If you're watching this, I got the job, period. Hi. After a month and a half, I finally received a job offer, and I want to share with you all what I did in my job searching journey in this very crappy job market. Okay, so quick context. I graduated back in May with my degree in marketing. This is my degree right here. Not gonna lie, for a moment I thought that this degree was like rendered useless, because why should it be that hard to get a job? But anyways, yeah, I got my degree back in marketing, and I also got part of this fellowship called MAPE. It stands for Multicultural Advertising Internship Program, and it's specifically a fellowship for people of color to get exposure in the advertising industry. So I went to New York for that, and I interned at an agency as a social strategist, which was a great experience, but I did not get a return offer, and thus started the job search journey. With that being said, I spent the last month and a half on LinkedIn 7 days a week for hours. Like, I'm talking, it was giving full 9 to 5 on LinkedIn. I feel like LinkedIn can be a really, really great resource to help you land a job, or it can honestly not be very helpful depending on how you use it. So this is how I use it. I would reach out to at least 50 people a week. Like, my Sundays genuinely consisted of finding as many people who worked at companies or agencies that I was interested in and had like the job that I was interested in. I would reach out to them. I'd be like, hey, I'm a recent graduate. I just interned as a social strategist at XYZ company. Would love to pick your brain for 30 minutes and learn more about your role and the company that you work for. Not all 50 people that I reached out to responded, of course, for whatever reason that could be, but on average, I probably get maybe like 4 to 5 responses from that week. And from that, I would literally just ask them, like, what is your day-to-day like? What do you do? I would ask them about their skill set. I would ask them about their career. I would also ask them, like, how was their post-grad journey like? And then after that, at the end, I'd be like, hey, this sounds like a really great opportunity. I love the company that you work for. Is there any opportunities out there for entry-level people? A lot of times they would say, no, we're not really looking for entry-level people right now. We're kind of looking for seniors and directors, which kind of brought me to like, dang, like companies aren't really trying to hire entry-level, but it is what it is. Usually I would just have to keep moving on because giving up is genuinely just not an option. I would also reach out to recruiters, but honestly, I feel like reaching out to recruiters in my personal experience was not the most helpful, because most of the time they didn't respond, or they didn't really have like a solid answer. They would just direct me to the job posting website, and it's just like, I'm not trying to hear that. Yeah. I also did apply to jobs. I don't really remember how many jobs I applied to, because I stopped counting after like the 15th or 20th job at that point, after not hearing back from literally anyone and getting ghosted by companies. But I would probably say I applied to like maybe 40, 50 jobs, and I would personalize my resume to each job. At first, it was very time consuming doing this, but I applied to so many jobs and like completely redid my resume so many times that I honestly got really good at it, and it probably taken like 5-10 minutes to redo my resume. Also, when it came to applying to jobs, I stopped applying to things that were over 24 hours. If it was over 24 hours and it had over 100 applicants and like the job listing thing on LinkedIn, I wasn't applying to it, because the chances of me hearing back were like next to none at that point. So I would just stay wary of those things. I would honestly just change the filter like to the past 24 hours. Specifically, if you are trying to work in the social space of advertising and marketing, I would recommend having a portfolio. Every application that, well, not every application, but most applications that I would submit to, I included my portfolio. Okay, so this is just like a sneak peek of what my portfolio looks like. I pretty much would just like include work samples with the metrics, what I did, that kind of stuff. I think that's really important. Going back to the conversations that I would have with people, not every single person, but I would say 90% of the time when I was having conversations with the people, I would be like, hey, did you apply to a job that you have now, or were you referred? Every single one of them said that they got the job that they're in right now because of their network. And now I can say that after a month and a half of job searching, I got my offer because of my network. When it came to interviewing, I only did one interview, and it's for the job that I got, but I would do a lot of research on trends and things that were happening in the industry, things that were happening on internet culture, so that way I could communicate those things that I knew were likely going to come up in my interview. I would also practice a lot. Like, I would literally talk to myself about like my pitch, or about different questions that they could possibly ask me. I think it's really important to know what your story is and what your specific like unique proposition is. And that brings me to my next point. It's very, very important, especially as a recent grad or entry-level person, to know what you are bringing to the table, know what your skills are, know what you are really good at, and know what you are really passionate about. I honestly feel like saying I am a sponge for new information, like, yeah, that's helpful, but that can't be the only thing that sets you apart. I feel like companies are already pretty hesitant to hire recent grads or entry-level people at this point in the job market right now, so knowing what you bring to the table, what skills you're going to leverage, what your unique story is so important. The last thing, even though all these tips are very helpful, I honestly want to say that prayer was a huge part of my job search journey. The job search journey will humble you so quickly and bring you back to reality so quickly. Like, I literally was in distress every day, and I honestly think prayer played a huge role in honestly me landing the job as quickly as I did, and honestly just keeping my faith and keeping me sane, because there were so many times where I genuinely just wanted to give up. If you have a faith, if you need a sign to go seek God, like, let this video be the sign to seek God and really tap into prayer, because the prayer of a righteous person is effective. I was not the only one praying. I also had other people who were praying for me, like, daily, and I really think that they made such a huge impact on the outcome of my job search journey.
I'm just here to let y'all know that I just got home from my first day at my new job. It took me 2.5 months to get this job. Let me be proof that God is working in your favor. You just have to trust him. I said it in the last video. I'll say it again, and I'm going to say it forever. Your separation is your preparation. God is getting you ready. He's getting you ready for the blessings you're asking for. He sees what you're going through. He hears your prayers, but you're not ready to receive it. The problem a lot of us have is that if God doesn't give you what you're asking for on your time, in the way you want it, when you want it, how you want it, flipped upside down, medium well, then you like, oh, God didn't come through for me. I waited. For 6 months, I disconnected myself from the world. For 6 months, I studied his word. For 6 months, I repaired our relationship. For 6 months, I put every ounce of faith and trust I had in God. When he saw that I had the capacity to receive the blessing, then he gave it to me. God is gonna test you. He want to see how real this really is. How real is our relationship? Are we really besties? Are you willing to trust me? If I put you through the deepest, darkest valley where you are hurt and you're crying and you don't know what to do, are you still going to trust me? I got down to nothing. I got down to my absolute last. And he said, okay, you still trust that I'm going to come through for you. Even though you have nothing, you still thank me for having nothing. Even though you have nothing, even though I took everything away from you, you're grateful. Now you're starting to see the plan I have for you. Now you're starting to see what I'm doing in your life. Now I'm gonna bless you. He has to break you to give you breakthrough. He has to remove you to improve you. I am walking, living, breathing proof that faith is your fuel. Without faith, I probably would have moved back in with my parents because I didn't think that God was going to come through. But I knew my God was going to come through. I knew I was going through the pits of hell for a reason. Start trusting Jesus.
So I got a job. So let me tell you how it happened. So it's a regular day and I'm watching Netflix. I look at my phone. I get an email saying I have an interview. So the first interview was just a video interview where I was just answering a bunch of questions. After that video was done, I thought I did pretty all right. So I hear back a few days saying that they wanted to do a second interview. And I was like, okay. So I did the second interview. And when I tell you guys, I studied so much. I was practicing for days. When I went into that interview, I was so confident. It was literally one of my best interviews that I've done. And I was just so proud of myself. So leaving that interview, I was so confident that I got the job. And at this point, I was just waiting to hear back. I initially thought I was supposed to hear back from them next week, but I got a call from them the end of the week saying I got the job. So when I got the news that I got the job over the phone, I was just so happy. I didn't know what to say over the phone. I was legitimately speechless. Honestly, so grateful for this position. It's been so amazing, and I honestly couldn't be happier. So now your girl's employed. Make my own money. I got a job.
After applying for jobs for so long, and then you finally get the job, it is one of the best feelings in the world. When you finally get a job after applying for so long, applying for hours in a day, months and weeks and years, you finally get that job. And it is actually a good job that you can actually do. Amazing. The best feeling in the world, guys.
So, after 4 months of non-stop applying, I got a job. I signed the offer yesterday. Super excited. My first day is on Valentine's Day. And I decided to buy myself something from Target. I'm about to go get it right now. But first, I need to get my coffee. I know there's a Starbucks in Target, but the Target I'm going to is kind of far from where I'm at right now. So I need the caffeine first, and I can't wait to show y'all. So I picked up my BB, little Dragonite. God, I'm so happy.
Over 1 million views. If you're having a hard time finding a job, just post a video complaining about it, because guess what? I start my new job on Monday. Apparently being persistent and really annoying worked out this time. Just kept bothering these people. Eventually it worked. If you want to know the process and how I actually got this job, let me know.
I just wanted to take a video to document this. I am sitting in the parking lot of what may or may not be my future office. I'm really nervous. I'm about to go in for my final interview. I don't know how it's gonna go. My first big girl job. I haven't slept in about a week. Wish me the best of luck. I hope I sound confident. And I hope they like me. It's so out of my control. I've already had 2 interviews. Like, they know what I can do at this point. It's just a matter of if they like me, which is incredibly terrifying. We'll see. Quick update because I just got out. I think it went well. I hate to say that, but like, I hope I get the job. It went really well. I think luck is finally on my side. I got the call on Monday that I got the job. I signed a lease on an awesome apartment yesterday, and I move in a week.
Happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend. I got my pumpkin cream cold brew. I feel like by the time fall's here, I'm gonna be sick of this, but that's okay. I love pumpkin and I was so excited when they dropped that I've been getting it all the time. But anyways, I just wanted to make a little life update. I have some exciting news. So I finally got a big girl job. It's about time. I've been applying since like December, and it's just like, it's stressful. So if you're like me and you've been applying and you're like, why am I not getting like an interview? Why am I not getting a job? Trust me, it takes time. Everything will work out. And for some people, it happens so quickly. And for others, it just takes a little time. So you just have to be patient with it. And like, as long as you're doing everything in your power to, you know, get a job, like that's all you can do. So like, make sure, you know, are you reaching out to the hiring manager after you apply? Like, does this job have any alumni from your school, or, you know, anyone in a like similar position that you're in, where you could reach out? Because that just helps you stand out in the application process. Granted, a lot of times they don't respond, but like, there is a good chance that they will. And at least, you know, maybe set up a meeting just to kind of talk to them, see about the company, because, you know, see if that's a company that you want to work for, or even DM your dream brand, see if they have any openings, you know, because you never know. Take a shot, but trust, you will get it. So it just takes time. But yeah, I'm gonna be an assistant dropship buyer. I feel so like official. I'm like, okay. And it's in a suburb in Illinois, so it's about 2.5 hours from where I live. So I had to go up 3 different times to look at apartments just to end up going with the first one that I picked. So kind of like, but at least I'm very confident in the place that I picked, and it's truly the most beautiful apartment, beautiful space. I'm so happy with it. So just kind of waiting to get approved, fingers crossed. I should, but it just like stresses me out. I'm like, I just want to make sure everything is okay. But yeah, it's like in a small little suburb. It's a quick train ride to Chicago, which I'm so excited for. The end goal is obviously to live in Chicago, but I think that this is a great start. I kind of like how, you know, I can go into the city and then kind of come home to my quiet little town. But yeah, I do want to, you know, maybe on Saturdays, like join a run club up in Chicago just to meet people and like run in the city. It just seems so fun. It's so much more fun running with people as well. So if you are in a run club in Chicago, please let me know, because I am looking to join any like Saturday mornings or something. But yeah, that's my little life update. I hope you're having a great day and have a rockin' weekend. We're almost there.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
Here's exactly how I found my job post-grad, which is kind of a crazy story. So I've been post-grad now for 3 months. I graduated from the University of Arkansas in May. I was fortunate enough to move back in with my parents at home. Since living at home, I've been applying for jobs on LinkedIn like crazy, like literally 4 months of applying for jobs. I probably applied to over 100. We really didn't hear anything back, which was super, super hard. The job market right now is so tough, especially for marketing. So that was just kind of hard to apply for so many and then constantly just either get rejected or not hear anything back at all. I even bought LinkedIn Premium just so I could see how many applicants there were per job. And honestly, if you're post-grad, I would definitely recommend paying for like a month or 2 months. I would say it's definitely worth it because you can see the exact number of applicants and also you can message recruiters, which I did message almost every recruiter. I was super interested in working for the company and still didn't hear anything back, which is honestly insane. It was just super discouraging. My biggest thing that I learned is that mindset is everything and expect the unexpected. The whole time I was applying for jobs, I always had like this constant peace about it because part of me was like, listen, I am going to find a job eventually. And I just always kind of felt like what is meant for me will find me. And that mindset always just helped me through when I was sad. Obviously, not being able to find a job is super stressful, but always having this sort of like peace was really calming for me. Anyways, 4 months of applying on LinkedIn with literally no responses after reaching out to multiple recruiters. This is the other thing. Do what you love to do and the right thing will find you. I found my job on TikTok, and which is so crazy. If you would have told me that, I would have been like, what? I've always loved creating content. I've always loved making videos. I used to make TikToks a lot and then I kind of stopped. And then I picked it back up again after I graduated because it's just fun to have a creative outlet. So yeah, after I graduated, I picked up doing TikToks again and somehow I connected with a girl on TikTok. I don't even remember how we connected, but I had followed her around 3 or 4 weeks ago. I saw one of her videos come up on my For You page that she was looking for a role to fill. Hannah, if you're watching this, now she's my friend. So if I wouldn't have started posting my TikToks again and gotten back onto doing what I love to do, I would have never found this position. So it's kind of weird how it all tends to work out. But yeah, so her posting, she was just like, message me if you want more information. I ended up messaging her, we were chit-chatting, and then I ended up going to LA and ended up getting an interview and got the job. So yeah, it was a very quick turnaround. I know it's a step in the right direction. Getting experience in the entertainment industry, in case that's the route I want to take eventually. My biggest thing is just do what you're passionate about and the right thing will find you. Don't care about what anyone else thinks because you never know what's gonna happen when you start putting yourself first. After college, it's a big adjustment. With that being said, I can't imagine going back to school. So it's kind of like both sides. I'm super excited to like continue my life, but it is sad because I was so comfortable at school and made so many great friends. But yeah, best of luck in everyone's job search and job hunts, and just know that everything will work out. The right thing will find you. It might just take time. And it might not be like your dream role. Like oh my God, this is my dream role. I just secured it after I graduated. Like, we're all trying to figure stuff out. We're all trying to figure out our career path. But yeah, so let me know if you want any more advice or any more guidance as far as post-grad.
After 5 months of searching, I finally got a job. After 5 months of searching, I finally got a job. You have no idea how many hundreds of applications I submitted for me looking for a job over the last 5 months since October. It is now March of 2025. I am a hyper-local news reporter in Santa Clarita. I'm also freelancing for another place in the Antelope Valley. They don't clash, so I could work for both. This has been the hardest time of me trying to find a job ever. If I can do it, you guys can definitely do it. It's been rough. It was a rough start, but I did it.
I had a recent poll, and I think it has about 800 votes on it, right? And out of about 800 people, 23% got laid off and or applying for jobs. And the other time, it was about 17%. So on average, about 20%, 1/5 of people in the United States are currently unemployed. It is certainly not 4%. It's not accurate whatsoever.
Guys, guess what? Your girl got the job. Your girl got the job. She's working woman now. I'm just so happy. It's been so rough out here for us post-grad girlies. It's been like months. Graduated last June and it's been super rough just trying to get a job. This job isn't like my dream job, but it's definitely a start in my career. So I'm super happy. Thank you guys for wishing me good luck. Never go unnoticed. And I just love that I have a really great support system on this page.
I just got offered a job at the interview. They were like, yes, you, please, thank you, come work here. And I just want to say that's on being extroverted, okay? That's on connecting with others. That's on being an empath, okay? I don't have a weird little freaky vibe that scares people off. People are like, no, we want you, come here. Anyway, I use this setting spray and it literally has my makeup looking like my skin, which I really like. So that's all I have to say.
Well, I was about to pull off because, you know, I'm going to the hair store, but baby, they texted me. This gives me, woo, it's such a good feeling. I got the job, y'all. And like I said, last time when I got home from the interview, they told me no, but they told
Chat. Chat. First of all, mom let me drive the car. You know what that means. Sorry, my lashes look crusty. Your girl was crying because I got the job. I'm starting my real estate career. I'm so excited, chat. I'm so excited. I got the job, y'all.
So, y'all, I just want to tell y'all my good news. I got hired at a permanent position at a doctor's office. And I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm very, very so excited. I needed something local, and I was scared because I work at Amazon seasonal. I was like, in a couple months, if they don't keep me, I'm gonna have to look for something new. And plus, I work on Amazon. I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Them weekends, it's like I've never worked weekends in a while. Like, I work weekends at Anthem while being at home. That's different. But when you away for your kids and you used to be in there with them on the weekend, it feel like I'm missing out. It feel like they didn't grow up. It feel like they didn't had like 3 birthdays on me already. Okay? And I'm just missing so much on the weekend. And she called me today. She was like, yeah, you've been offered a position. And she went through the benefits. She was like, PTO, you gonna recruit at your first week here. So your PTO gonna stack up. I'm not even gonna use my PTO. Baby, I'm local. When I tell you I'm local, I'm so excited. I got the job. And I get to be with my kids. It's Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock till 4:30. You can't beat that. And I work in a doctor's office. Call me, Dr. Lauren.
Y'all, you will not believe this. I literally got the job. There's no freaking way. So after that video that I posted, I was like, there's no way that I'm getting this job, because that was probably the worst interview that I've ever done. And normally, not to toot my own horn, but typically I do really well in interviews. I don't know what was going on that day. And it was over the phone, so it's not like it was in person. It was a lot of stress. So anyways, I was talking to my friends and my sisters about it, and they were like, you know, you just need to change your mindset, manifest, and start saying, you know, you got the job, they're going to call you back. So that's what I did. Tell me why I got a call yesterday from the guy that interviewed me, and they were like, okay, we want you to go on to the next interview, which is a virtual interview with the hiring manager. So I was like, oh my God, no way. So it was today. I just had it, and she literally told me on the phone, she was like, I love the interview. Like, it was really good talking to you. I'm just going to let you know right now that we're going to go ahead with like the hiring process. And I was like, get out. Because when I was answering the questions, not to toot my own horn again, but I literally slayed. I don't know. I just had a mindset shift, and I was like, this job is mine. And it was mine. I literally, like, she even said to some of my questions or some of my answers, she was like, oh, that's a really good answer. And then at the end, when she had asked me, are there any questions that you would like to ask me? If an interviewer ever asks you that, never say like, oh no, I'm not sure. That's what I did in my phone interview, because
I was just like, it was so bad that I was like, I wasn't going to get this job. But if an interviewer ever asked you that, the question that I had asked her, what is one of the things that you were most proud of your company? And she was like, oh, wow, that's a really good question. I've never been asked that. So if you have an interview coming up and you need a good, follow-up question to ask her, you can ask her that. She had also told me off the bat the growth opportunities that the company has. But if they don't state that in the interview, that's another good question to ask the interview. Does your company have room for growth? Is a really good question. And then I also asked her, I know you said that you have room for growth in the company, but do you have a tuition reimbursement program for someone that's interested in moving up but wants to go back to school before, they obtain that position? And she told me about that. So if you guys have an interview coming up, those are some good questions to ask. But I got the job.
I'm so excited, y'all. I got the job. Yes. Want to do it? Yes. All of my hard work is paying off, y'all. I went to school 2 years ago and got certified in a lot in the healthcare. And when I say I'm excited, I am excited. Now I'm finally finna experience what I went to school for. All my hard work has paid off.
So as some of you know, I left my previous role about a year and a half ago, and I was offered a job in HR, and the company I've been working for, I just want to say, has been the best company I've been with in a very, very long time. And I always thought to myself how amazing my previous company was, but honestly, after being with this company for so long, I have honestly just felt in my heart that that company wasn't where I was supposed to be. That's not where God wanted me to be. It's not where God led me to be. And I understand his reasonings for everything. And that is why today was a very hard day for me, but also just a blessing for me to hear that there was a call made on my behalf for a more permanent position for me to another company. My boss actually made this recommendation. I will, fingers crossed, be hopefully going over to that position soon. So I don't want to say much, but I have been praying. I've been praying for a new job. I've been praying for a job that is a little bit more flexible than my own. I've also been praying for a job that pays a little bit more than my own, or about the same. But that all landed in my lap this morning, and I got so emotional today. I've been crying all day, but I got so emotional because it was just like I have been praying for this for about 2 months, and it was about 2 weeks ago. I was on my way to work. I was driving, and I told God that I know that I don't want to ask for things. I don't want to ask for blessings, right? And I want him to lead me to the right place. I want him to lead me. And I have gotten many calls, many interviews, things of that sort. But this one feels right because it was someone my boss already knew. And that woman reached out to her and said, I'm interested in her. And what do you think? And my boss straight up told her, I want to be selfish, but she is literally the person I would recommend for that role. And so I will still be continuing my journey in HR, and I'm just going to be going to a bigger company. It will be something that, it'll be something that's good for me. So obviously I have to do the interview, which the interview is tomorrow. So maybe I'll do like a little get ready with me. The interview is at 3:30. And so the point of this TikTok is I'm just asking for prayers. I'm asking that this is God's divine plan for me, and you pray for me that I show up as my best self, my best authentic self for this interview, because this is something that I've been praying for, and I really, really do. I need and also want. So it could be the next stepping stone in my career in human resources. And so this is just where I'm so grateful. And I do just want to say that my boss is literally somebody who I will never be able to repay for all of the things that she showed me, for all of the grace that she gives. And so I'm just really happy. This has just been such an emotional day for me, but that's about it. That's the update right now. And so I will let you guys know if I get the job. And if I do get the job, I'm really excited to start, doing more with it. But anyway, that's all for now. Ta-ta. Goodbye.
Okay, so now that I've done my bitching for the day, I'm going to do my praise report. Can y'all tell I'm Baptist? I'm a Southern Baptist. Anyway, so I started this new job, and I have seriously, in my whole entire life, been so excited to start a new job. Not gonna lie, I was so fucking nervous and so scared because I'm originally from somewhere else, never worked anywhere outside of my hometown other than like the boutique and like traveling and stuff. And I was so nervous and so scared because I'd never met these people before. Well, I started the other day, and when I tell y'all, I have never felt so welcomed and loved by a workplace in my life. And you know that saying when you're like, you know, like when you get so comfortable like in something, sometimes change is good. Like if you're scared to do something, it's probably time for you to do it. Y'all, I was so fucking scared to start this job. But now I'm in there, and I've never been more thankful to work somewhere. Like, everybody has been so nice to me. I'm about to start crying. Oh my God. I just feel like so much better, like being out and about, like talking to people, being around people. And I've literally had jobs that I've literally cried getting ready to go to, and I don't feel that way at all with this job. So with that being said, if you're in a hard spot and you're really scared and you feel like you need to change but you're scared to, I'm telling you, it's the best thing I ever did for myself. Ever. Mentally, physically, like emotionally. I've never been this mentally stable in my life. Y'all better write it down.
Guys, if you have a job, please cherish that job. If it is not a toxic job to be at, be very grateful for that job and hold on to it. And if you want to change jobs, make sure that you hold on to the one that you have until you are hired at the other one and you actually start your first day. Make sure that you are employed in this economy. It is not easy out here. It is so rough. And if you quit a job, it can take you easily like 3 to 9 months just to find a new job. And that is 3 to 9 months of financial burden, financial stress on you. And you do not want extra stress in your life. So if you do have a job, be very grateful for that job, especially if it is not toxic.
So here's just a couple reasons why all of you need to be just a little bit more grateful for your 9 to 5. We'll start off hot with reason number 1. You get to show up to work every single day and be told what to do. Now I know everyone wants to like have the freedom and they want to be able to be their own boss, right? No, trust me, I'm 24 years old. I have not worked a 9 to 5 or any other job besides my own business since 2020. I pay for all my own bills. I pay for my own life. It is a treat to be able to show up somewhere, have someone tell you what your roles are for the day, give you a plate of tasks and responsibilities, you perform them, and then you go home and you don't have to think about them. Number 2, you know how much money you're making, no matter what, every 2 weeks or every week or every month till the end of time. Okay, maybe not. But the point is you have consistent reliability of your income. For me, as an example, I'm a freelance videographer. I have no idea how much I'm gonna make next week. I could make $10,000, I could make nothing. Having a 9 to 5, especially in your 20s when you haven't saved up a bunch of money yet, it gives you that financial consistency that allows you to just live a predictable life. And number 3, and this is something that I think most people don't even think about, it's that you get to just have one role in your job. Now, granted, I know there are people in 9 to 5s that wear multiple hats, but once again, take it on the contrary. If you were to have your own business like everyone dreams of having, you have to wear like 30 hats. And take it from me, that can be extremely stressful and honestly overwhelming at times. And usually it's not because I don't have faith in performing any of those roles, but it's that I don't know what hat I'm gonna have to put on at any time. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'm gonna have to be an accountant or a project manager or a videographer or an editor. I might have to be all of them. I might be none of them. I might be something else. The grass is green where you water it. Guys, be grateful in this world for what you have and work towards something that maybe you think you want to have, whether it's leaving a 9 to 5 or getting a 9 to 5.
This is just a reminder to be grateful for what you have now, the job you have now. Sometimes it is hard to get up in the morning. It is hard to go do adult things, but at the end of the day, so many people would love to change positions with you and have your life and have the blessings that you have.
Any issues or problems you're having, I would say take it to God, because literally 2 months ago, I did not have a job. Now I have a job, and I'm just thankful because I was literally praying. I was like, God, I don't want to work weekends. I don't want to work all these excessive hours, and I don't want to stress myself out. And now I'm able to do that. Like, I'm really able to relax, chill, get time to myself, read my word, pray, get my connection also with God, because there was jobs I was working over 60 hours a week, and I was tired and I was stressed and I'm young, and it's like, God, I don't want to put all that stress on my body. But God really gave me a second chance, and now with the job that I have now, I'm able to take a break. I'm able to be in a positive work environment, because I was in a negative work environment. All the previous jobs I had were very negative, very nasty, very rude. It didn't make any sense, like, especially when it comes to being a woman of color. You definitely, with the corporate world, you definitely see a lot of racism. People are very rude. They don't think you're intelligent. Their comments like, oh, well, you know, and we already know the racist comments and stuff like that. But God really put me in a position where I'm grateful, where I'm around people that are nice. They're not rude. I can be myself. I don't have to watch what I say, like on some, you know, corporate job type stuff, like where you have to really watch what you say, because people would try to get you fired. Like, I'm thankful to God that he really gave me this opportunity in this job where I can be myself, and I don't have to look over my shoulder. Like previous jobs, I had to look over my shoulder every couple seconds, had to watch what I had to say. I could not reveal any personal information about myself, because what would happen is that they would use that against me or to other employees. Like, God really has changed my life around and gave me a whole 360, and I'm so thankful, and I thought I should just share that today.
Do you ever feel like crashing out at work and then you remember, not in this economy? Because I've definitely felt that a few times. I'm like, remember that you have a job you love, that you have a job you love, that you have a roof over your head, you love that you can afford groceries. You love that. You love that. I do. I really do. So, no crash outs at work for me. Not like I really crash out like that often or anything. I just mean, like, I'm even trying not to talk that much shit about it, because just like, don't even put that negativity out there. Even if I like feel it in my head, I'm like, be grateful, be grateful, be grateful. Especially because my boss is a Democrat. Where I live, that's rare as fuck. So I'm just thankful for that alone, honestly. Not even that like Democrats are the best or whatever, but like, he's just a bit more understanding, like just a bit more than my former Republican bosses. So for that, grateful.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.